Las Vegas is about to change the game. Literally. The Oakland Athletics are ditching their longtime home for a fresh start in Sin City, and their new stadium is shaping up to be one of the most spectacular venues in Major League Baseball. But hold on, because this move isn't just about a fancy new ballpark. There's drama, controversy, and a whole lot of money involved. So, what's really going on? Picture this, a $1.75 billion stadium right on the Las Vegas Strip with a retractable roof, breathtaking skyline views, and a design so unique, some say it looks like the Sydney Opera House. Architects insist it's actually inspired by a spherical armadillo, whatever that means. Regardless, it's going to be an absolute spectacle, and it'll redefine what a baseball stadium can look like. But before we dive into the glitz and glamour, let's talk about how we got here. Because this story is way bigger than just a new ballpark. It's about an ownership that seemingly abandoned its fan base, a city that fought to keep its team, and a relocation process that has left a bitter taste in the mouths of Bay Area sports fans. For years, the Oakland Coliseum was widely regarded as one of the worst stadiums in professional sports. In 2017, the New York Times called it a bland, charmless, concrete monstrosity. Ouch. But A's fans didn't just wake up one day and decide to stop showing up. Many believe the team's owner, John Fisher, deliberately let the stadium fall into disrepair to justify a move. The attendance numbers? Yeah, they were ugly. For the last 4 seasons, the A's ranked dead last in the American League. But was that because Oakland fans didn't care? Not exactly. In fact, they made their frustration loud and clear by staging protests, including one where they bought tickets, but refused to enter the stadium. Talk about making a statement. Initially, the A's had a plan to stay in Oakland. They proposed a stunning, privately funded $1 billion waterfront stadium as part of a massive $12 billion development project. It would have been a game changer. But between city council delays, team leadership dragging its feet, and speculation that Fisher just didn't want to cough up the cash, negotiations collapsed. And just like that, Las Vegas became the frontrunner. The city already had a track record of stealing Oakland's sports teams. Remember the Raiders? Their move to Vegas was a massive success, proving that Sin City could support a major franchise. The A's took note, and in April 2023, they officially announced plans to build a $1.5 billion 35,000-seat retractable roof stadium on the former site of a casino and hotel. Then, just a month later, they switched things up and opted for a slightly smaller 30,000-seat stadium at the site of the legendary Tropicana, Las Vegas. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Tropicana's history, let's just say it's had quite a ride. Built in 1957 for what was then a record-setting $15 million, the Tropicana was once the crown jewel of the Strip, with stars like Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley making it their playground. But over the years, it became more of a relic than a hotspot, plagued by financial struggles and mob controversies. Fast forward to April 2024, and the Tropicana was officially shut down. By October, the towers were reduced to rubble in a demolition event that felt straight out of a Vegas spectacle. Fireworks, drone shows, and over 2,000 pounds of explosives. Out with the old, in with the new. So, what's this new stadium actually going to look like? For starters, it's designed to be a one-of-a-kind baseball experience. The tiered seating layout ensures every fan has an unobstructed view, and the retractable roof will open to reveal the city skyline. The pièce de résistance? The outfield will feature the world's largest cable net glass window, offering a jaw-dropping view of the Las Vegas Strip. Oh, and did we mention the Jumbotron? At 18,000 square feet, it's set to be the biggest screen in the MLB. Because in Vegas, bigger is always better. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. the money. This whole project is expected to cost around $1.75 billion, and that number could still climb past $2 billion. That's a hefty price tag. And guess what? A big chunk of it is coming from public funding. Yep, up to $380 million in taxpayer money will help finance this stadium, including $180 million in state tax credits and $120 million in county-issued bonds. While officials claim taxes won't go up, it's still public money going into a private venture. And let's be real, using public funds for sports stadiums has been a controversial topic for years. Critics argue that these projects rarely deliver the promised economic benefits to the city. Instead, the big winners tend to be the team owners, while taxpayers foot the bill. And here's where things get even trickier. Owner John Fisher has committed $1.1 billion of his family's money to the project, while banks like US Bank and Goldman Sachs have pledged a $300 million loan. But if the costs exceed the expected budget, spoiler alert, they probably will. Who's going to cover the gap? Public funding is capped, and Fisher has made it clear he's not putting in more than $1.1 billion. That raises the possibility of last-minute investor deals, potential ownership equity sales, or even increased pressure on the city and state to step in further. And that's where things could get messy. Meanwhile, as the new stadium inches closer to reality, Oakland is left trying to pick up the pieces. The city has now lost 3 professional sports teams: the Warriors, the Raiders, and now the A's, all in a short span. What's next for Oakland sports? Right now, that's a giant question mark. Las Vegas, on the other hand, is positioning itself as a powerhouse sports city. With the success of the Golden Knights in the NHL, the Raiders in the NFL, and now the A's in MLB, could an NBA team be next? The city has been in talks about landing a franchise, and with this rapid expansion, it's not out of the question. The A's stadium will only add to the appeal, making Vegas an even bigger draw for sports fans and tourists alike. As for the A's, they won't officially move into their new home until 2028. In the meantime, they'll play at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento from 2025 to 2027, sharing the space with the minor league Sacramento River Cats. The temporary setup will be, well, modest. The stadium only holds about 14,000 fans with standing room and lawn seating. Not exactly the Vegas experience they're aiming for, but it's a necessary pit stop before the big move. So, what do you think? Is this move a brilliant new chapter for the A's? Or is it a betrayal of Oakland's loyal fan base? Will this stadium actually be worth the hype? Or is it just another overpromised, taxpayer-funded gamble? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you love deep dives into sports stadiums, hit that like button and subscribe for more.